We've all been there. You watch some tutorial online, how to bake the perfect sourdough, fix a leaky pipe, maybe even learn to ice skate, and you think, okay, I got this. Looks simple enough. But then, the second you try it, your body just does its own thing, kind of like it's being piloted by a drunk octopus.
So what is going on there? Why does our brain trick us into feeling so confident only to, completely bail on us the moment we actually try to do the thing? Well, that is exactly what we are going to break down right now.
We're going to take a quick journey, okay? We'll start with this illusion of genius, then dive into your brain's secret Wi-Fi. After that, we'll tackle what I call the IMAX problem, then talk about building neural highways, and finally, I'll give you a super simple hack to connect it all together. All right, let's get into it.
So this feeling actually has a name. It's called the illusion of competence. It's that super powerful but totally misleading sense of mastery we get just from watching an expert. We see this beautiful, polished final product, and our brain just conveniently forgets about the thousands of hours of frustration and failure it took for them to get that good. But how does our brain create this illusion so convincingly? Well, to get that, we need to meet the star of today's show, a really fascinating group of brain cells called mirror neurons. Psychologists sometimes call these your brain's emotional Wi-Fi. They're basically designed to instantly download what other people are experiencing. It's why you physically flinch when you see someone else fall, or why you can't help but smile back when someone gives you a big grin. Your neurons are just mirroring their state. But here's the thing. This system is a total double-edged sword. When it comes to learning and empathy, it's amazing. But for actually learning a new skill, it creates this thing called a brain cinema. As you're watching that tutorial, your mirror neurons are acting out all the movements in your head, giving you this powerful feeling that you're already doing it. And that's really the core of it, right? Your brain gets this little psychological cheat sheet. It feels like you've learned something, but it's an illusion. It's written in invisible ink that just disappears the moment you have to put your own skates on the ice.
And this brings us right to the main problem, this huge gap between the perfect, flawless information our brain sees and the messy, clumsy reality of what our body can actually pull off.
See, watching an expert is like seeing a movie in 8K IMAX. For your brain, it's cognitively cheap. It just soaks up every little detail effortlessly. But actually doing that same skill, that is cognitively expensive. It's an absolutely massive processing load for a brain that's used to watching, not participating.
I mean, think about it this way. Sources say that a pretty simple task, like having guests over for dinner, requires your brain to juggle around 7,000 microtasks at once. A new physical skill is exactly the same. Your brain has to worry about balance, muscle tension, breathing, fear, all at the same time. Your internal processor just overloads and crashes. So we've got this perfect high-def picture in our heads, but our bodies are still just flopping around. Why? What's the disconnect? Well, the cognitive overload is only half the story. The other part is about the actual physical wiring in our nervous system, or more accurately, the lack of it. Get this, almost half of everything we do, every single day, isn't a conscious decision. It's just a habit. Real skill is all about turning clunky conscious actions into smooth automatic habits. It's the difference between having to think about every step and just doing it. An expert's brain has what you could call a neural highway, a wide, fast, super efficient pathway that goes straight from the brain to the muscles. Their body is on autopilot. But a novice's brain, that's a dense, overgrown forest. Watching that video gave you a map of the forest, sure, but there is absolutely no road. You've got to build that thing yourself. And that is so crucial. Your mirror neurons took a perfect screenshot of the destination, of the final result, but they didn't do any of the hard work of clearing the path. That only comes from doing it, from messing up, from failing, and from feeling the real-world resistance of building a new skill. So how in the world do we bridge this huge gap between seeing and doing? Well, thankfully, there's a really simple but incredibly powerful hack you can use to help translate that perfect mental picture into actual physical movement. The trick is to use something called external processing. All you have to do is talk yourself through the skill out loud while you're doing it. You literally narrate your own movements. Okay, left foot here, shift my weight, body forward. And why does this work? It's because your voice becomes the bridge. It connects that flawless picture in your brain to the messy, real-time movements of your body. It creates order out of all that cognitive chaos. And that simple act, it transforms you from a passive viewer into the pilot who is finally in control. Okay, let's just recap the big stuff here.
First, your mirror neurons are awesome for understanding things, but they do not give you mastery. Second, watching something gives you a map, not a highway. Third, that highway is only built through practice, mistakes, and real muscle memory. And finally, when you get stuck, use your voice to be the bridge between your mind and your body.
Look, mirror neurons are a gift. They help make us human. But let's not confuse understanding something with actually mastering it. It's trying to get out of the cinema in your brain and start building. So the only question left is, what highway are you going to start building first?